Welcome, Anatanaiel. We're here in Costa Rica filming Matías Flury channeling one of the Celestial Nine. This is Anatanaiel coming through today to give us a message. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you all.
We're doing this in English, but we will be translating it into Spanish later and posting it.
So we were talking in the past about the current situation in the world. We know and understand that all change is difficult. And we are going to have some changes in the year 2020, 21, and 22. Some ups and downs, but do not worry, because during these times you are also being protected. We were saying that the world, planet Earth, is behaving in a different way. It is beginning to cleanse human beings, especially, from the inside out. These energies are positive, even though they feel uncomfortable. Also, we have this amazing, beautiful energy coming from space. From different areas of space. So take advantage to open your heart and let them in completely, because they also are cleansing you. And during this time, also you have a break. A break from many other energies in the world. Usually many humans forget or have forgotten who they are. Therefore, they concentrate in tribal things. But now this new energy is coming in, and we are not talking about the virus. But on top of that, the virus also took over. And even though these energies and the virus are new things and are unprecedented events, Do not worry. Take advantage of this situation. Worrying is the worst thing you can do, because that will take you into fear. And fear itself is the enemy of this and every and others situations. So keep your back straight, keep your chest up, and an imperceptible smile. Do not fall into fear, since fear is the real virus. And because everything is a creation of the mind, and since the mind is dreaming this apparent reality, if the mind is negative, it can easily create viruses. And also, you can take advantage to breathe air, see how pure it is, and look forward to have a pure world with pure rivers, with beautiful landscapes. Slowly shift your attention, instead of taking only. Try to give a little bit to Mother Earth. The whole human race have to change. This virus will go away. Do not worry. It is bound to happen, and it is imminent. However, if there is not a change, then some other calamities can come upon Earth, not created by Mother Earth, but created by the negative mind. We have confidence that you can do this. Whatever is happening is just showing you how fragile the system is. There was a question in Matías's mind. He wanted to ask, because he read things that he shouldn't be reading. Negative things. Like there is a word in his mind. What is the cabal?
Cabal.
Yes. The cabal is a word that denotes darkness. And everybody is so afraid of darkness. And for this, there are many names. And we have decided not to fight it, but choose the path of peace. Just peace. But a lot of people that are against darkness, and they are pointing always this darkness in everyone else. Or the people that just believe, do not believe on darkness, but believe, or they give a different name to darkness, like the ego. They point the ego in everyone else. So we are not here about, or to talk about darkness, but to tell you, just turn around. Because these energies are 99.99% of the population of the world. And you can see it just inside a family. The dynamics of the family, the anger, the frustration, the contraction, the sadness, the despair. Fear, and so on and so forth, that everybody goes through with their own families. Imagine. We're not even talking about what happens outside the family circle. Inside the family, there is a lot of fighting, a lot of contraction. And then, of course, you take that relationship to, or that person into their jobs. And also there are many problems there with their friends. So wherever that person goes, has no support. And most of the people live like this in this world. There is no support. So turn around, go away from darkness, and begin to concentrate on peace. Give your attention to try to be a little bit more loving towards other people. And try to see, because even though everybody has darkness inside, they also have the light. They have the ego, the akrat, but also there is a very strong light, stronger than the ego. A light that can dissolve the ego completely. Instead of looking outside, work in yourself. Instead of trying to help, and for sure you can help, but see what is happening inside. Go inside and purify yourself. And whenever you're with your family, working, with your friends, etc., etc., always try to see that light inside them. If you concentrate in this light, in this love that everyone has, even though it is covered by the akrat, just go beyond that and see. You can see into their eyes and go into that space. Understand this. Accept that person 100%. Know that they have some kind of disease. The disease of the akrat, of the ego. It is a disease. So if you see somebody in a hospital with cancer, you do not get angry at them because they have cancer. You tend to become more compassionate. So in the same way, if you see somebody with cancer in their own psyche, in their own mind, understand that that person is suffering a lot. And try to go beyond that mental cancer and begin to accept. In the meantime, you can work on yourself. Get rid of most of the isms. Like racism, nationalism, classism, because we are all the same. Begin to destroy these borderlines in the mind, and slowly they will go away from the world. If you are a man, you find yourself and you're a misogynist, take a look on that. Because there are many men that are in the spiritual path, but they are womanizers. And also, feminism. You are not a man or a woman. You are the pure soul. All these are labels. The soul has no country, no race, no social status, and no sex. So therefore, accept 100% your own self, since you are not separate. There is no separation whatsoever. You're inside a dream, and therefore you are the dreamer. Do not engage in fights inside this dream. People in the way of peace, in the way of meditation and spirituality, people that have become afraid about the state of the world. And they are thinking in buying guns to defend themselves from their own self. This wouldn't work. The human race have tried this many times. Defend themselves. And now you are so separate from everyone else that you don't even have a group that can defend themselves against other group. They're just little families. You may engage in a gunfight with somebody else. You have a 50% chance. If there is 3 people coming with guns, you have no chance. It's not a movie. However, if you concentrate on peace, on unconditional love, all that you are going to attract is peace. So do not doubt about this. Even if you see chaos out there, you are going to be protected. You won't be more secure or safe with a gun. It is time to change. All human beings have to change. Everyone has to understand this point in this crucial moment in time. So always remember not to hurt anyone, because you will be hurting your own self. Control a little bit your mind. This is not very difficult. This is actually easier than attacking, because this is your real nature. Love and peace is your real nature. They are not just emotions. Any questions? Okay, no questions. So just remember, we want to stress this, stress it. The real virus is mental.
There are some questions coming in, Anatanaiel.
Okay.
We have a question from Flury, and she's asking if we can teach, if you can teach some pranayam for this time.
The best pranayam to keep your mind clean and your immune system strong is a pranayam that is called, let me see in Matías's mind, the name, Nishesha Pranayam. So what Nishesha Pranayam teaches is to augment the carbon dioxide in your physical body. By doing this, your immune system becomes stronger. Even your brain cells become awakened. Your personality also will change. You will become more secure. And you will keep all this area clean. Since hyperoxygenation, which is also a valid way of doing pranayama. However, if you hyperoxygenate your body, the bronchial passages begin to close. Everything begins to become weaker in this area. Then you'll become more mucousy. And prone to get some diseases. So at this point in time, it's not good to hyperoxygenate your physical body. Which has other purpose, like awakening the Kundalini, for example, or the Asuntara. Kundalini and Asuntara are almost the same. But nowadays, the Kundalini has another strand. It's like 4, a little bit more powerful. This energy is evolving, so humankind can change. So with Nishesha Pranayama, you can start with 3 rounds. And slowly you can augment. Get even to 9 rounds, but very slowly. So, first, of course, you are going to hyperoxygenate by doing some kind of, let's see, Bastrika. Very strong. Okay? The Bastrika should be done 10 to 30 times. Start with 10 and slowly go up. But at the end of the last Bastrika, exhale all your air out. Absolutely all your air. Press right here with your hands and hold your breath. And it will be good if you have some kind of clock or a watch, but even better, something that sounds. I have seen that Matías have downloaded these music timers, a metronome from the internet. And he used to put it, sounds tick, 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 and you can count. Make sure that the metronome is on seconds, because you can speed it up or slow it down. And make sure that you slowly build up to a minute without any air on your lungs. However, if you can do a minute and a half without forcing anything. There's a little bit of forcing, but not too much. You have to always be careful not to go beyond, because if not, it can have a negative effect also. Then during the day, you will be prone to breathe faster if you scare your physical body. The physical body reacts to certain things. Then if you breathe during the whole day faster than you are breathing now, then without even knowing, you will be hyperoxygenating your physical body. And this will take you to base 1. But slowly try to build. It is easy because you will be hyperoxygenated. So it will be easier to hold it for 40 seconds, 50 seconds, or 1 minute. And then stay in the minute, just try to build to the minute and stay there for a while. And then slowly try to go up. And for everybody it's going to be different, because some people have more lung capacity, or some people are well trained in the art of pranayama. So then you exhale everything out and hold. And then you inhale and just hold for 5 seconds, maybe 10. But 5 seconds will be okay to begin, because you don't want to bring too much air and too much oxygen again into the lungs. So then you do Bhastrika one more time, do the same thing, and at the end finish with this one that is called Shitali. That will cool down your nervous system. So you simply inhale like that, and exhale all your air out, and hold for 10 seconds. And do this maybe 3 to 10 times, or to 9 times. Yes, 3 to 9 times. Just make sure that you apply some pressure in this area. At the end of your exhalation. And at the end, you can just do some tapping in this area with your fists. And you can do some positive affirmations. You can do any kind of affirmation that makes you comfortable, but because people now are afraid of becoming ill, say, I am healthy, I am health, I am perfect health, I am healthy. You will be stimulating in this area the thymus gland with this tapping, but at the same time you will begin to put positive things inside. Instead of going mea culpa, mea culpa, mea gran culpa. Do all the opposite. You are not guilty of anything. All the contrary. Just do this. Put in positive things. I am love. I am peace. We have seen that the negative affirmations didn't do any good to planet Earth. Negativity follows the path of negativity, and therefore ends in darkness. Positivity ends in light. There was a misconception in the past. And this misconception never came from spiritual enlightened masters. Or avatars. The misconception came from people that follow these enlightened masters. People that were not enlightened and therefore afraid. Any other question?
We do have some questions here. The next one says, I want to understand how to emanate tranquility to those around, those that are indeed blinded by fear and anxiety.
This is a great question, actually. The only way to emanate peace, to emanate the energy of love, is by being rooted in peace, being rooted in love. So you have to be vigilant that you do not fall prey of the akrat or ego, which produces energies of fear, anger, anxiety, panic. So you should refuse. It is simple as that. Whenever the akrat is trying to entice you to get into that path that you know very well, to get into the path of anger, fear, anxiety, stress, and so forth and so on, you say finally, no. I'm not going in that direction. I know that place, and I'm not going to do that. And you do this with your partner. You do this with your friends, with your family, with everyone surrounding you. And this is tricky because the akrat changes colors and will tell you, okay, now let's go and tell them about this. Let's go and tell what Anatanaiel told us. And begins to point. You should be doing this. You should be vigilant. And this is the worst mistake. You do it. 100%. And also you accept 100% the state of the world. And of course, what to do? The process meditation. There are already some videos going around with the process. So the process meditation is the best meditation ever, because when there is a contraction, you see the contraction without repressing the contraction, without trying to change the contraction, and use the contraction to locate yourself behind. It's so simple, yet so powerful. Okay?
And that is answering Marcela's question.
That answered Marcela's question.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Anatanaiel. Let's see, we have one more. Rajesh is also asking about somebody called Shri M. I'm not sure who that is, talking about reptilians visiting yogis. Are they positive reptilians or negative? What is their purpose on Earth?
Where are they from?
And where are they from? I'm not sure if that's pertinent to what's happening now.
Yes, we were talking about the Cabal.
The Cabal.
Yes. However, yogis are very protected. However, we are not into creating fear. And if somebody talks about darkness, if somebody talks about fearful things, they're actually diverting the path into a different direction, the path of the yogi. So if you go to any talks or any teachers that are not focused on the path of the crystalline emptiness, on the path of the eternal, clean soul, if they are not pointing in that direction, of the magnificence of who you are, if they don't empower you and let you know that you are this clear, expansive, eternal, untouchable, all-pervading light, then by all means, do not follow that person. The Akrat puts sometimes a mask. And you have seen here also in the Americas, many Christians then begin to talk about the devil. And they talk and talk and talk about darkness. Therefore, they are surrounded by darkness. This is not the way. The way to light is the way of positiveness, of the positive mind. It is not the way of fear. Anything that causes fear has to be left behind. And we have seen that the mind sometimes is addicted to darkness. And from the beginning has been trained to be fascinated sometimes even with darkness. And you see even children love to see scary movies and they feel things in their physical bodies, etc. But they put all this here. And this actually is not so good to put all this, because at the time of death, your last thoughts, especially the last thought, it will take you into a psychological dream in which you have to cleanse all this. Imagine, at the moment of death, Instead of thinking on the light, in your inner master, on your essence, or on God, if you follow the bhakti path. If you follow the jhana path on your own self. Or the tantric path, or the yogic path. You could be thinking in so many things, even in some yoga shastras. Instead of that, you begin to think of a movie from Hollywood. Scary movie from Hollywood. So that will divert the course of the soul. So try to focus on positive things. You don't have to think about reptilian energies at the time of death. Just think of God. I know. We all know this is sometimes fascinating. New information, new things. And in our book we have talked a little, but also just so you can recognize that there is something like that, but very little we have talked. So you can recognize it and turn your back to the light, and then you'll be completely protected. There is nothing that can touch you. However, here you have free will, so you can choose. We are not telling you to believe on us or on what we say, just as answering a question. We are not telling anybody to follow us. We just direct them to their inner wisdom, their inner master. We just help to point the way, but we are not pointing towards us.
Thank you.
Rajesh is also asking, is there any step-by-step guide or methods to communicate with Source or one's own higher self for guides?
Yes, there are many methods. Many methods. But the direct path is to make a leap of faith, to transcend all dimensions, all dream dimensions. And you can do this by turning the attention of the mind, and is always focusing on the outside, on objectivity, and turn it into the subject. It's almost like having a light, a lantern, and you just have to do this. And you can do this by doing the process in which you feel the contraction. So you take notice of this contraction. And if you are very attached to the contraction, you can say, what happens if I die? Is there anything going to survive this? And then you begin to realize that you are expansive behind that contraction, that you are this expansive self that goes beyond the physical frame. So you can see this meditation. There are guided meditations on the process. Or you can follow the path of jhana. You can inquire, who am I? The question itself, who am I, turns the mind towards the source, And where is this I coming from? But if this just becomes an intellectual inquiring, then it does not help. Because at the end you have to feel yourself. And this feeling of yourself will take you into a space in which there is no body, no physical body. And then also the feeling has to be completely obliterated. Since the real self cannot be felt. But you start with a feeling. But it's kind of getting really close to it. And with some time of doing this, the akrat, the ego structure, begins to crumble. And at this point in time, you will be completely free. There's also the devotional path, in which at the end, the devotee becomes one with the deity, with their focus of concentration. Also the path of Kundalini, in which this energy that now has four strands, goes up through the chakra system, and it begins to cleanse the physical body and the astral body. This is a difficult path, sometimes could be a little bit bumpy, but also the Kundalini can destroy the egoic structure. And then there is a plethora of exercises. There are so many exercises. But then be careful, because all these mental exercises, meditations, way of concentrating, almost the 99.99% concentrates on something outside themselves. It concentrates on an object outside. So at some point you either have to become one or turn the attention into the one that is meditating, concentrating, practicing, doing a mantra. Slowly begin to feel that one. Then that's the mantra. Maybe you can even feel this awareness by simply becoming empty for maybe 5 seconds. So nobody knows really what this emptiness is. All these teachers talk about emptiness, about the void, which is not so void, which is not so empty. So it is tricky, because you are looking for something, but you have no idea what you are looking for. So just do not think, and all of a sudden you are going to find a blank area in front of your eyes, forehead. Usually when you force yourself not to think, you find that area. And then you will notice that something is seeing this area. Some kind of awareness that is aware of this empty mind. So you begin to feel this, the one that is aware of this blank space. Let's call it blank space, because the real emptiness is that one, the one that notices the blank space in front. And then you begin to feel this space. Then you don't have to force the mind so much to be empty or to be in a state of blankness. Then you just go back to the feeling. And whenever something rises, know that they are just like a cloud in the blue sky of your real self. So the cloud comes in and goes out and does not affect at all this clarity that you are. You can throw ink, you can throw dirt into it, and it cannot attach. You can attack this amazing sky of pure consciousness with all kind of bad energies, psychic energies, anything, reptilian energies. But they cannot attach, because it's like throwing ink into this empty space. The ink does not attach and it stays there. Simply falls. So, my sweet child, you are this amazing, clear emptiness. Do not ever be afraid. Under any circumstances, do not be afraid, because you are untouchable. The only one that can hurt you is your own self, your own mind. And we can protect you. We can protect you about or against any energies around you. We are protecting everyone here, but we cannot protect anyone from their own mind. You see? So Rajesh, come with us. We'll protect you. Yes, mantras are good, especially if the mind is too active. We can even write the mantras of each of the seraphims. Also, Rajesh, the seraphims are interrelated to these great spirits or gods that you call in India. So there is not difference. The light all works together. So if you want, you can use Indian mantras, or anyone else, if they feel comfortable, they can use these mantras from the Celestial Nine.
Invocation mantras.
Yes. The invocation mantras, they can repeat and repeat and repeat, and that will purify the mind. And at some point in time, the mantra can be stopped when the mind is completely clear. But sometimes it's good to practice these mantras. Maybe at the beginning you take a mantra and you can pronounce it out loudly. And after maybe 4 minutes, then you can just close your mouth and use your tongue inside. And then after 10 more minutes, just practice the mantra mentally. And this is the most powerful way of practicing a mantra. Mentally. And with time, just you get more used to this kind of practice, and you can leave any kind of lip or tongue movement aside and just sing the mantra all day long mentally. This is a great tool, especially nowadays.
And also I was wondering about the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, Trayambakam Yajamahe, and the Blue Medicine Buddha mantra.
Yes, these ones are fantastic mantras.
And Gayatri mantra.
Fantastic mantra also. Yeah, the Sanskrit touches different areas in the physical body.
Okay.
Also, the Celestial 9 mantras, they do something pretty much the same. We have designed the mantras to hit different chakras. So, you can choose whatever you feel attracted to. Doesn't need to be us. Whatever you're attracted, if it brings you peace, if it stimulates unconditional love, then that is your way. And we are going to help you in this way. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we done?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, peace be with you.
And you.